Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing RoboCop Rogue City. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Well, let's get to it. So today we're visiting Wendell, but before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So currently we see Becker, who is one of the bigwigs over at OCP, which owns just about everything, and John Mills, which is one of the potential candidates for mayor of Detroit. There's a unscheduled presentation that Becker knew about and Mills knew about, but RoboCop did not. And RoboCop was kind of the focus of it. So that went in our favor, but not so much in Becker's favor, who's been wanting to scrap the RoboCop project for quite some time. Now, previously, if you haven't been keeping up on the episodes, go ahead and look through those. Lots of good stuff there. But to summarize at least the last bit, we eventually were able to catch Wendell Antonovsky, who is the brother of the man that took out the predecessor or the progenitor or the person who would become RoboCop. So Becker has his own pet project, which is completely robotic, that is under his total control, and as such he wants to remove all of the human element in terms of law enforcement, since OCP owns the Detroit Police Department. That's why all the officers have an OCP badge on their arm.
I have important people to meet, multi-million-dollar contracts to sign, you know, the usual.
So they work for the city, but they also work for OCP. And it's kind of that dystopian society that RoboCop was kind of bringing to the fore in the original movie, where you've got one giant corporation which controls 80% of the market. If it sounds familiar, that actually happened before there was anything like Apple or Amazon. Well, not before Apple, but before it became as ubiquitous as it is today. All right, so now we're going to get Wendell's confession, or we're going to talk to him. He's already confessed that he's working under the direction of someone else. And of course, you can see that in the last video. It's kind of funny, the prisoners were heckling, and then the other one's like, hey, didn't he catch you? Well, yeah, RoboCop caught me, but he caught you too. And as always, when you're going through these levels, always, if you want, if it's that your play style, if you want to make the gameplay more enriching for your experience in general, look for those extra items, side quests, and whatnot. So we're talking to the prison warden, and he says OCP, who also owns this prison, so it's an OCP prison, so it is not a government-run facility, it's private. And OCP is keeping all of Wendell Antonovsky's records secret, even from the prison warden, who should kind of know what he's dealing with within the prison. So something is being hidden here, and the warden would like RoboCop to find out what that is. Keep my business alive. So there you go. Prison as a business model rather than as a service. Once again, showing that dystopian society, which is unfortunately a little bit more realistic nowadays than anything, since there are quite a few privately owned prisons.
You're not going to ask me how I'm settling it.
You're not going to ask me how I'm doing?
Places like this do me good. I even quit smoking.
Interesting. Trying to keep dodge the question, as it were. Now, depending on which lines of skills that you spec into, you might have an inkling or ideas as to which dialogue to choose if you've got those perks.
The memories of your past life would help you.
So depending on who you're talking with,
But I was wrong
you might get a little bit extra help from the skills that you have.
by giving you that life back.
So now, Wendell, initially, he was talking about how he wanted to have the pure RoboCop essence. And in order to do that, he needed to remove everything from RoboCop's previous life so that he is basically alone and not having to feel compelled to do things for other people or anything like that.
Tell you more. If you promise not to
Basically have no ties to his previous life.
the project and the names involved. Seems our time.
And for whatever reason, I cannot think of his name other than RoboCop. Who he was before.
The project's
All right, so Project Afterlife is kind of what he was been working on OCP's bankroll. So OCP's been funding him, and he's been working with the different gangs to make that possible. And of course, it's all above board. No, it is not.
We have to take the prisoner
It's all
back.
black ops
Looks like a full-blown
and only a couple people in the know. All right, so we got a riot.
could be, but now we have to focus on the other prisoners. They're armed.
Going on in the prison, and we've got a good idea that Wendell instigated it for some reason, and we don't know what that is yet. So we just spoke to the prison warden, but now he's in trouble, probably because he was in between talking to us and going to wherever he was going afterwards, or possibly in between. All right, recovery charges are maxed out, so we don't need that. We got gunfire here going. We're gonna have to go around, it looks like. Yeah, but looking for those OCP crates, looking for the evidence, looking for anything extra, PCB boards. All those things are going to help you out in the long run. PCB boards and mod upgrades, which normally come exclusively from OCP crates, they will improve your Auto 9, give it more damage, smaller weapon spread, more armor penetrating, etc. I do love the RoboCop vision. It's very on brand, but it's also really great in situations where there's a lot going on the screen. I must be behind some bulletproof glass, either that or my aim is really bad. Yeah, he's behind the glass. Alright, so it shows regain control of the radio room going this way, but it's all blocked off. And it doesn't look like you're going to be able to go through this way unless there's a hallway over here, which I don't see. All Alright, so that is a side quest. I think it was a side quest that popped up and I went ahead and started tracking it, not realizing that it was going to be kind of a pain. So I'm going to go take care of this guy that's behind the glass in the guard post. I mean, it certainly makes sense that the guard post would have breach, breach. He was the only one in there. Whoa, look at that. That was crazy. He took 3 to the head and he still wasn't dead. Alright, so as you saw, I've got a interesting PCB board. It's got positives, but it's got negatives, and there's no way to do anything about it because it's right on the other side of the major upgrades. So either you don't have the major upgrades or you've got those negatives. So this particular PCB board is probably my most advanced one at this point in time, but it's not the one that I would like to have. So as soon as I get one that's a little bit better, I'll switch to that. I mean, all in all, the Auto 9 is pretty good at this point. Yeah, just going through, looking, trying to find anything, like I said, any OCP crates or breach. Oh, there are guys in here. Kind of thought that, I thought the one guy that was kind of cowering there was actually a civilian or a guard. Like, don't shoot me. Full charges and just fire one off and then pick it up. Alright, so this is not the radio room. I was kind of hoping, but there's still that. Yep. And a guy in the closet? Hallway? I don't know. There we go. Some more crime evidence. Adds a little bit more experience. More experience we have, of course, the better. So the crosshairs that you see there, they don't pop up anymore because of the laser focus upgrade. There we go, more evidence. Which gives you more or less pinpoint accuracy. Either that or there's a little bit of a glitch in the aim. Boom, right on target. Because normally you shoot and you have a spread and you're not necessarily certain where it's going to end up. Breach, breach. And you can hit the wall there and it'll bounce off and hit these guys. One of the upgrade paths that you can choose. So there we go. We saved the warden, which was what our initial goal was.
I knew he was up to something.
Wendell, he's in cell block B. Give him my regards.
I will give him much more than
Cheesy as always.
Call me on the radio if you need me.
Call me on the radar, on the radio if, okay. Uh-huh.
Sir,
All right, so we've got the main
let's keep it that way.
quest line, which is the Wendell's confession. We've got the illegal broadcast, and I think we might have one other side quest. We might have 2 side quests. Hey, there we go. Unlock the door, make it easier to get back and forth. Alright, so let's see if we can get to the radio room. Now, I spent a decent amount of time trying to figure it out because I just knew that this main area right here would get you eventually to that, wherever it was at. And I kind of looked around and I got a little irate about the whole thing. But that's what happens when you have, I don't want to say inconsistent GPS, but not precise. Where it doesn't say, hey, you need to come over here first and then go there. It's telling you where you need to go if you could go in a straight line. So we're going back here through the kitchen and hoping that this is the way to go. Yeah, that punch, I don't feel it's very helpful in most situations. It comes in handy like once in a blue moon, and that is basically it. All right, so keeping on. Nobody in the hallway for the breach, but go look around and see what's going on. Oh, there we go. A little bit more XP, gives you more skill points. There's a guy who tried to charge us. Took care of him pretty easily because he didn't have any armor that we had to worry about. Still kind of looking around, seeing what there is to see, seeing if there's any crates or more experience that we can get, etc. There we go, some more evidence. Every little bit counts. Like all in all, you're only getting 25 or 50 or 75 for each of those. But in the grand scheme of things, it adds up over time. Because each level is only, I don't know, 1,000, 1,500, something like that, experience. And each additional level doesn't, I don't think it goes up. I think it stays pretty consistent. That's nice. The guy was just waiting in the doorway for someone to come by. At least he didn't have a shotgun. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, like the chargers are really about the only time that a punch comes in handy. And half of the time, there we go, we found it. There we go. Turned it off. We're ready to go. Wendell's Confession. That may be it. All kinds of side rooms and whatnot that you can go and look through and check out and see what is going on. There might be recovery charges if you're having trouble taking these guys out. Or if you're blazing through, then you may not need them. But then, like I said, there's maybe some evidence, some extra XP that you can grab that you wouldn't get otherwise. All right, let's talk to this guy.
I am ready to proceed.
Okay, good luck.
And he's kind of the gate, literally the gatekeeper. But once we get past him, no enemies in the vicinity. We can't go back. So important to get whatever you're going to get done ahead of time. Bunch of enemies there, but they're behind bulletproof glass. Oop. They all got wiped out by private military, aka mercenaries. All right, now we got no bulletproof glass that we have to worry about. It's just chain link fence in the yard. There we go. Yeah, those bullets are flying pretty straight. Where did he come from? He must have been camouflaged a little bit by the fire. Hidden, you might say. Alright, so this, oh, that was a cheap shot. There we go. Shooting through several layers of... Oh, what the heck? Here we go. Guess that's all I can do there. A lot of times you hit those loudspeakers and they... Oop, I did hit them. There we go, got it. So we got to Wendell's cell, but of course he's not there.
Intruders beat me.
Walking trash can.
Robo, I'm just getting a signal that
Interesting.
the hostiles were spotted moving towards the property store. Wendell included.
I will meet them there.
Footnotes that he has in his cell. Alright, so we need to worry about these mercenary friends. Can almost guarantee it's Wendell's. Make sure to check the compass at the top so you can... There we go. That might come in handy if there's any long shots that we have to worry about. Oop, more guys. I have a feeling that this is going to be kind of wave after wave of mercenaries that we're going to have to deal with. Ooh, and already down to 25%. All those OCP charges, recovery charges, are going to come in handy unless you've got the vitality upgrade, which one inmate.
Everything's going to be okay. Don't disturb me.
Which will give you back 70% over time.
You are not safe here.
No, I can't lose this job. It's the only thing
Keeping him sane.
Besides, I've got orders.
Maurice, he's the laundry guy.
You should report to the guards and get
He was the guy. He was the guy in several episodes previous that
I won't let you
he had said that laundry is important and his scheduling is important, and he scheduled laundry. He had it on a calendar. Like, that's how neurotic about laundry he is. Oop. As soon as you step outside, out in the hallway, and if you remember from before, I had mentioned that regardless of where your vitality is at, what you expect into, nice. Comes right out of the door. You will always go back up to, if you drop below 20%, you'll automatically get that back slowly over time. Breach this door. You know this guy too. It's kind of like a rehash of previous criminals.
Good.
Yeah, there we go. Arcade owner. We don't even know his name.
That's what the other inmates call you, but I don't. Not anymore, at least. Thank you.
I don't call you that, but other inmates call you that. Alright, so we freed him. It was the right thing to do, even if he is a scuzzball. Yep. Yeah, mercenaries don't care. Either you're with the company or you're getting taken out. I've got all this set up for defense. Increase enemy morale. So definitely want to take that guy out quick. If nothing else, then we'll reduce the effectiveness of the other enemies. Alright, active skill, time slow. We've got the skill tree points. You can get that pretty early on. It just depends on what you want to spec into. I wanted to get, or I should say, max out my experience. So I would get as many skill points through my run as I possibly could get. Even if I don't do all of the secondary objectives, all of the side quests. Ooh, that was close. He'll go through the fence, but not through the picnic table. Oh, recovery charge, that's good. And there we go. Get a recharge from this. So I'll keep my recovery charge for a little bit later when I might need it more. Alright, so I saw a conversation bubble.
What is the situation here?
That guy's got a ticket for the mercy seat in a month, but he was shot, and it looks like justice will get him sooner.
That's no reason to leave me here to die.
I can't take him with
Guy
me,
was
and I'm
wounded,
not
he was taken to medical. This guy says, let him kick the bucket sooner. What does it matter? RoboCop says, hey, you can't take justice into your own hands. You need to let the wheels of justice move, even if they're moving slowly. Alright, we got enemies down the hallway here. There they are. I do like in RoboCop Vision that it tells you that the guys are the leaders or not. They've got a little symbol over their head. Like the regular guys, nothing. But the special guys, they've got a little symbol that lets you know they're not a regular guy. Like the grenade launchers or the, in this case, the mercenary leaders. Looked like he was up front in front of everyone. Took him out quick. So even though these guys have decent armor, the PCB board and mods that I have on it are doing pretty well. It does have Piercer as one of the major upgrades, so that does help out considerably. Oh, there's another recharge. Nope. I was kind of hoping I could shoot through there, but I should have known. Oop. Thought there was two. Did they both go in there? Oh, one went there, or maybe they both went here, behind there, and then trying to take out as many as I can, and then go get that charge from the room. It's not a lot. It's 16%, but there's a extra. Oh, and a training disc, which automatically gives you an extra skill point. Oh, there it is. I'm like, where did it go? All right, so get some juice from there. Like I said, not a lot, 16%, but it's better than nothing. Oh, and another charge. What are we at now? 3? We were down to, oh man, that's cheap. Like I cleared that whole area out down to, well, as far as I could see through the bars and took all the guys out. And nothing. Yep, there we go, 3. And then there's some evidence. I already have a secondary, but as the campaign goes on, depending on what the upgrades for your Auto 9 you have, you're going to be using that basically almost exclusively. The secondary weapons are going to be special case. Oh, good. In the safe zone. I kind of felt like... Ah, there we go. Maxed out again. Health is all maxed out. There we go. Some more evidence. 75 that time. Can't get any more. So I'm ready to go.
Last week I finished organizing the stuff down here with a brand new
I just finished organizing this stuff with a brand new system. And they messed it all up.
to the parking lot. You have to bust them. I'll be cleaning the shit
So
up
they're
until I
obviously looking for Wendell's personal effects. As we talked about it the last time, the last episode, we talked about how RoboCop's been having glitches and it becomes very surreal. Trying to hit his helmet off. There's more guys here than I thought. Ooh, there we go. Took care of most of them. Yeah, kind of keep an eye on the compass. It'll give you at least a quick warning that there are guys close by. The rebound shot is nice when it works. It's not 100%, but it's usually pretty good. More useful than I thought it would be. You know, it's not every situation doesn't have a rebound shot for you to use. We'll do that. That'll take care of them. Some guys further on, but it's a lot more useful than I thought it would be. Like, for all intents and purposes, this PCB board that I'm using for the Auto 9 upgrades works pretty well. Yeah, the smoke screen doesn't do anything against me. As long as you're using RoboCop vision, you'll still be able to see him through the smoke. There's got to be a leader there somewhere. Yeah, if they're hiding behind a vehicle, you can blow it up. Target acquired. Alright, his helicopter is here, so he's making his escape.
Can't you get it through that thick skeleton?
And
You're supposed
system
to stay
failure.
away from my business if you want to get your past life
It's
back.
supposed to stay away from me.
How about we save part of that life right now? I sent some guns to the hospital to rectify my mistake and finish the job with your
So,
friend Lewis. But it was
Part
before
of
we
Wendell's
talked.
plan to get RoboCop
I would have called off
in
the
his
hit.
purest
I
form
had to take care of you and your fellow
is to get rid of
So, I
everyone
guess it's over
that
to
knew
you.
him before, anyone that he cared about, which is basically like the entire police force, but especially Lewis. Lewis got landed into the hospital from a previous episode. Now we need to go bail her out again. She's got pretty good plot armor, so I'm not overly concerned, but you know, game says hurry. So you shouldn't dally.
Casualties at Gibson
And this is
Memorial
much
Hospital.
different than the last
Assistance.
time that we were at the hospital, which was a hustle and a bustle, and not full of, well, not full of dead people, hopefully. I would hope there weren't a whole bunch of dead people. Certainly not out and about.
Lewis.
So you kind of feel like Wendell's maybe not all of a bad guy, but he kind of is at the same time.
I'm all right, Murphy.
Oh, and there she is.
I'm all right.
Good cop always has their sidearm ready. Alright, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
We've missed you, officer. How are you feeling?
A little banged up, but I've certainly been worse.
That Wendell guy needs to pay for what he did.
And he will.
But when? How many more innocent people have to get shot before that happens?
OCP doesn't have our back. We know that Wendell's working for him.
You know what we should do?
Don't even say it!
We should go on strike.
Yeah!
Sergeant, how can we go out on the streets knowing that the people who hire us are working against us?
Don't forget about the robots.
We will discuss this further, but first, Murphy, it's time for your evaluation.
PlayStation